Welcome humanoids back to my channel. And this topic has been on my mind for quite some time. The love-hate relationship that I have with horror games, and I feel like I cannot be the only one out there who loves them to hell but would die if they felt like they play them. Let me explain. My favorite horror games: Fatal Frame, Tormented for the PS2, the PT demo, Silent Hills. Because these games, they made me look at them. And what I mean by that is that as much as looking at the screen made me feel like I was gonna have an absolute heart attack, because I am that extra, don't judge. Those games had me interact with them so much, not only by looking at them, but being an active player and helping whoever was playing play it. Because I'm one of those people who can't play horror games. I love them, but I would feel like I would die. And I can't be the only one who feels that way. My endorphins kick in, but to say that I will never touch a controller is an understatement. For example, for PT, I was the one who showed people that game. I know it from start to finish. I am the walkthrough. I am a human walkthrough. I knew where everything was hidden. I didn't look at the screen. I played that game through my peripherals, or I called the new person who I got to play that game. And I just walked them through it with my back turned, because to say that I am so jumpy is an understatement. I am always on edge. But that game made me so hyped. I hyped that game up. When I found out that Konami and Kojima had a falling out and the game was 86, I was so upset. I tried to find any horror game to replace that, but since I'm not willing to play them, as the whole point of this, it sucked. Resident Evil 8 has this little PT type X moment with the giant fetus baby thing, and if you saw Resident Evil 8, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. That game kicked in fear endorphins I've never even knew existed, and it was so unique in the way it was done. It was not like Silent Hill or Resident Evil, Doom, Alone in the Dark, Dino Crisis. Let me not even start with Lisa. If she did not come and scare me in the beginning of the game when you do the run around the whole house, which she gets me every time. Every time it doesn't make it any better. Every time I go through it and go through her, it does not make it any different, any easier, any better. It scares the shit out of me. And if she did not decide to do a little peekaboo when I turn around, I would play that game not looking at the screen, because she's not going to jump scare me. It makes it even worse, because now you're not expecting it. Before you know exactly when she's going to grab you and snatch your soul. Now she's going to be a little asshole and just going to follow you around, glitching and twitching behind you, so when you turn around, she's right there and just take me, damn it, so I don't have to deal with you and you popping up. Just take my soul so I don't have to deal with this never-ending nightmare. Another horror game that just made me interact with so much, and it's like a core in my memory, is Fatal Frame 3 Tormented. I've seen 1 played, and I tried to get into 2. It's weird saying that, because I wasn't the one playing. I was trying to push someone to play it, but they never finished it. I had a friend who had the game on PS2, and I watched the whole 3. We didn't have cell phones, so it was like, what were we gonna do? This is how we chilled. We found old, obscure PS2 games, and we played them. That's how we chilled back then. And we did not know how much we were gonna love this game. We were so engrossed in Fatal Frame 3. Not only did it have me on my toes, it had my adrenaline rushing so bad that I remembered the map. I became the human map. He did not need to raise his map at all, ever. Why? Because the fear gripped me so bad. If he got stuck in the corner, I thought we were all gonna die. But it was so fun, because I've never had a game make me so intently involved that I remember everything for the sake of my sanity. And the Fatal Frame 3, I love the architecture of the buildings as well. On a side note, in all my Sims game, when I try to do feudal Japan, I try to recreate that giant mansion in Fatal Frame 3, the Dream Manor, where you play as Ray, who has survivor guilt. I don't want to spoil it for you, even though it's a really old game. I don't want to spoil it because it's a really good game. These games make me sweat, and not only that, I remember my siblings playing the OG Resident Evil, the OG Silent Hill, and Dino Crisis, and remembering Dino Crisis, which I would love for them to remaster that game, because a long time I thought I was bugging for Dino Crisis. Does this game actually exist? And then you start talking to other gamers and you realize it does, and then you realize, Resident Evil with dinosaurs, I could get down. If I was a big streamer or a big YouTuber, the only way you will get me to play these games if it's someone paid me 20 grand. I know that sounds crazy for someone who says they love horror games, but they also made me feel like I'm going to die. It's good, okay? Games make me chicken shit. I can handle a real life killer. Why? Because at least you can fight back. Some spiritual ass fucking thing. You don't know how those rules work. You don't know how the rules for spirits work. This is a whole other complete playing field you're not even used to. Okay, just know the paranormal shit. I don't believe in them. I'm glad I don't, because the thought of them freaks me out. They don't follow our rules. And Japan horror movies know how to reach deep down into pits of my fears. I saw the original Grudge, I saw the original Ring, and the original One Missed Call. So the Fatal Frame game was just a whole new everything for me. Culture, architecture, storyline, fear. But like, the reason I have this love-hate relationship besides the fear does release endorphins is that my family played these games. I remember my brother playing the original Resident Evil. Back then, as a kid, being scared shitless and also peeping through behind the pillows because I was still invested. My siblings got together and we watched and played and we screamed together. I was very young, but the fact that these are one of my core memories at a very young age is very important to me. But like, this is why I appreciate streamers. And even though people's like, just buy the game and play yourself, for people like me who feel like they're literally gonna have a fucking heart attack, I'd rather watch someone play than myself. Because if you put that controllers in my hands, I'm not moving nowhere. Or I'm playing with my eyes closed. Maybe that could be a thing. Who would pay to see that though? Anyway, so am I the only person who really wants to see horror games but can't for the life of them touch them because they're just too chicken shit about it and they're not even afraid to admit it? Oh my god, I almost forgot. Outlast was another game that I was like, I need to see this play out to completion, whether I'm playing it or not. And it was so good, and the fact you couldn't fight back was a whole other aspect of fear I never wanted to tap into. The design, the running, and I also like Whistleblower 2. I like the ties that they had to each other. I like the fact that this is one of the few horror games that have more realistic tones in it, even though, okay, I guess the whole experimenting at the end with the lab and the weird little soul creature who took my soul in the process when I first saw them. Still a bomb-ass series of games. And that big guy, the fact that they also take away the one thing that I could use in game, running away and hiding, because that big motherfucker in Outlast was literally ripping out lockers. Hiding what? Hiding where? It's just a really good series, and that's one of the things that kicked up my fear. Just because the character was hiding didn't mean you were safe. And I feel like I can't be the only one who like has this love-hate relationship with horror games. Right? Like, a really good horror, when I can't enjoy a really good horror game in a while, I get kind of stingy and mad because, like, horror games is a medium I think we need, regardless if I have the balls to pick up the controller or not. I'm going to watch someone who does. PT would have been the game if it had came out that I would have risked it all to play. I know, that sounds pretty fucking dramatic, right? Risked it all, but like, no, seriously, that's how it feels to me because I am that scared of playing horror games. Let me know if you feel the same way. Let me know if you think there's a horror game that I should risk my entire soul for, because I truly feel like I would do it. But someone's gonna have to pay me, because if I die, I better die with cash in my pocket. Anyway, thank you, humanoids. Stay safe, have a good day, and do good things just for goodness sake. Bye.